From Esperanza United, I am Aida Negron, bilingual communication specialist, and this is Conversations Over Cafecito. Join us as we interview advocates, community members, nonprofit leaders, pioneers, and policy influencers about their contributions to ending domestic violence, sexual assault, teen dating violence, and stalking. Today, we take a pause to honor the fathers and father figures in our lives, those who helped shape our past, our values, and our purpose. This special Father's Day edition is our way to saying thank you. Thank you to you, the men who, through love, struggle, presence, or even imperfection, inspire us to talk with this journey of healing and transformation. You will hear from four incredible members of our team at Esperanza United as they reflect on how their fathers influenced their journeys into this work. These are honest, heartfelt testimonies about love, legacy, and learning. Welcome everyone. And first of all, we have Vivian Huelgo, our CEO, who has a very nice story about her father. Hi, Vivian.
Hi, Ayla. Thank you for having me here.
Thank you. Tell us about your father. We know that he's recently passed away. Sorry
Mhm.
about that.
Mhm. When I think about my father, I really think about how um, all you really need is for one person to truly believe in you and really, truly love you deeply. And that can help you navigate so many challenges and struggles. And that's what he really represents for me. His love for me was truly unconditional, and he truly believed that I could do anything. And I felt that deeply inside to my core, even as a very young child. And what's unique and special about my dad is that he, was born in the early 1930s, Latino, born in Colombia on the Pacific coast. And he's a man of a certain generation, a certain cultural approach to gender and women and women's rights, so to speak. And so, in a way, his incredible belief that I could do anything, access any career, access any level of education that I wanted was a little bit unique for some of the men from his generation. But I never sensed any doubt in him. He truly, deeply believed in me, loved me, and he really imparted in me a very strong work ethic. So wake up early, get to places early, complete the work, give it your best effort, your best shot, no matter what the work is, if it's physical labor or mental labor, whatever it is. And those are some of the lessons that he imparted on me. He also was very justice sensitive and justice minded, like how if we can help a community member, let's do it, whether it's helping someone change a tire or helping to translate somebody's documents or ultimately becoming a public servant or a public interest minded person who works at an organization that helps community members. That's something that he left me with and that I will never forget.
Thank you very much, Vivian. Next, we will hear from Pedro. Pedro reflects on the lifelong impact of his father, a community organizer who taught him that putting people first isn't just a value, it's a way of life.
Hello, my name is Pedro Reyna. I am a community and capacity building coordinator with Esperanza United. And a story of how my father influenced my work path. Um, I want to say it started very young. My father was a teacher growing up. And if anyone grew up with teachers knows is as a child of a teacher, you get to see the background. What happens when nobody's at school? What happens when teachers are preparing for school? And I remember one summer, the local United Way, went and gave a presentation on just the different services they provide to the community. And it stuck with me up until I went to college, and I actually worked for United Way on a program as a student ambassador, helping high school kids apply for colleges. And it was one of the summers that United Way was giving out like stipends to go and work at the local organizations that they fund. One of the orgs that I ended up choosing to go and work at that summer was Friendship of Women, a local DV and SA serving organization that gave me my first step into the gender-based violence field. And since then, I've been in the field. So to speak, my dad kind of gave me this path to, one, support my community and to always be lending a hand. So he's always been very supportive of everything that I do and everything that I try to achieve. So I just thank him for that, and a happy Father's Day to all the dads out there.
Thank you. Thank you, Pedro. Then we have Zeenyace Flores. She is going to share a moving tribute to her father, someone who, while imperfect, modeled resilience and the courage to try again. She reminds us that healing is rarely linear, but always powerful.
Hi, everyone, and welcome. My name is Zeenyace. I'm a community advocate with Esperanza United. Today, in honor of Father's Day, I want to take a moment to speak from the heart about a man who deeply shaped who I am and the work I do. My father, Zeenyace Flores, from Brooklyn Center, Minnesota. My dad is a serious man. He grew up in Azochapan, Morelos, Mexico, once a small village, now a city, raised by his grandparents and surrounded by challenges most of us can't imagine. He experienced abuse in his childhood, and still, he grew into a man who chose to lead with love. He paid his own way through school, ran to university when he couldn't afford the bus, and nearly became a professional soccer player. His dream didn't come true, not because he lacked talent, but because he lacked access. And yet, even in the face of disappointment, he kept going. He kept dreaming. And most importantly, he showed up for us. He made us lunch. He made his incredible chocolate smoothie with real chocolate mexicano. He massaged our feet when they hurt. He called us his princesses, and to this day, still calls us his loves. Growing up with a father like him taught me something that now lives at the center of my advocacy. Love is not abuse. Love is not control. Love is care, compassion, presence, and patience. My father showed me that men can be nurturing, that they can cry, that they can protect without harming, that real relationships, especially in heteronormative spaces, are built on mutual respect and support. His words, sí, tú puedes, yes, you can, have become part of my DNA. I hear them when I sit across from survivors of domestic violence, when I offer support, when I advocate for justice. His belief in me became my belief in others. My father isn't perfect. None of us are. But he is a wise man, carrying dreams for humanity, even while holding the pain of generational trauma and colonization. He still listens to the small boy inside him who had to grow up too fast. And somehow, in spite of everything, he chose to be loving. So today on Father's Day, I honor mi papá, mi papi, Zeenyace Flores, my dad. And I honor all the fathers, tíos, padrinos, chosen family who are choosing to show up differently, who are breaking cycles, healing wounds, and raising children with love instead of fear. Because men like my father aren't just parenting, they're creating a future where families thrive and violence has no home. Thank you.
Thank you. And finally, we hear from Leo Martínez. Leo speaks on how his father's views on gender roles led him to challenge expectations and redefine what it means to build healthier relationships.
Hi, my name is Leo Martinez, and I am the Senior Manager of Training and Technical Assistance here at Esperanza United. My father's name was Rogelio Martinez. He was the son of a Spanish immigrant and a native Argentinian. He was always trying to make people laugh. He had a great sense of humor. Unfortunately, he passed away in September of 2010. And even though I have so much that I could reproach him for, I also give him thanks for many things that he taught us. He was a critical thinker and wanted us always to be critical thinkers as well. He loved to read and pushed us to read more. And he taught us how to be compassionate and help those in need. I do miss his jokes and his personality. And although Father's Day is not the same without him, I'm grateful that he was my dad.
Thank you. Thank you to Vivian, Pedro, Zeenyace, and Leo for sharing your stories with us. And thank you to all the fathers and father figures out there who remind us by word or by example that love is action. To all those doing the hard work of breaking cycles, showing up with love, and helping raise a more compassionate generation, we see you. From all of us at Esperanza United, Feliz Día de los Padres. This has been another episode of Conversations Over Cafecito, presented by Esperanza United, formerly known as Casa de Esperanza. With this podcast, we build bridges and connections between research, practice, and policies that inspire effective responses to eliminate domestic violence and promote healthy relationships within Latino families and communities. For more information, visit esperanzaunited.org. This program was produced by the staff of Esperanza United, and the music was composed by Joey Horton. I am Aida Negron, bilingual communication specialist. Thank you for listening. Until the next time. This podcast is supported by grant numbers 90EV0525 from the Office of Family Violence Prevention and Services, Family Violence Prevention and Services Act program within the Administration for Children and Families, a division of the United States Department of Health and Human Services. Neither the Administration for Children and Families nor any of its components operate, control, are responsible for, or necessarily endorse this website, including, without limitation, its content, technical infrastructure, and policies, and any services or tools provided. The opinions, findings, conclusions, and recommendations expressed are those of the authors and do not necessarily reflect the views of the Administration for Children and Families, OFBPS, FBPSA program, or HHS.